The world of editing is one of the fastest growing industries in the history of televised entertainment. Until the late 1800s, all films were all just one long shot. Film editing has come a very long way, as shown with these two clips of King Kong making his way up the Empire State Building. Clip number 1 was King Kong back in the early 90s. The movie itself was black and white and very rugged with the effects. In contrast to this, the 2005 film, despite technically being the same scene, was a lot more effective, realistic and all round more professional. Till Robert W. Paul created the film Come Along Do, cutting a few parts all into one. Now fast forward a few hundred years and blockbuster films are spending millions on the finest of editing. An individual that many would claim was the inventor of Hollywood, D.W. Griffith, was a major catalyst in the success of editing. He was the one who really pioneered the creation of a film in a modern aspect, and he really took editing from a nice addition to the key to a successful film. Someone who I personally believe really examples the progression of editing is the notorious actor Woody Harrelson. After being in the acting industry for decades, to me his films he featured in have really epitomised how much change has come from the world of editing. From a simple basketball film in White Men Can't Jump by Ron Shelton, to now being a heroic mentor attempting to end a dystopian empire. What was impressive back then was some of his transitions from each cut, bringing the story along in a smooth dynamic. Nowadays, he is witnessing his trainees on a holographic screen fighting through explosions. Despite the massive difference, there is also much about it which is similar. The Hunger Games utilised a lot of CGI, aka computer generated imagery. This is considered a modern technique of editing, used not only to execute the extravagant, but also make it look realistic. Found mostly in action films and horrors with their ghosts and ghouls. CGI was first used back in 1983 in the hit film of Go-Go 13, and since then has come a very long way.
You don't know me.
Now, despite both being such respected titles, both also have a few mistakes which made it through into the final cut. In White Men Can't Jump, during the hustle with Raymond, the age-old mistake is seen with an object moving from place to place. In this instance, keep a close eye on the winnings in Wesley Snipes' aka Sydney's right hand.
This is ridiculous, man. Look, Raymond, we are brothers, man. I swear to God, man, I have never seen this white boy before in my life.
Sydney, you out of your mind negotiating with the guy with the blade? You got a wife and kid, man.
How do you know my name? And how come he's talking about your family? What? Wait a minute. You talking about my wife and kid, and you don't know me? Wait a minute, Raymond, cut this motherfucker.
Now we go forward to the sequel of the Hunger Games, Catching Fire. Basically, Katniss fights off a load of monkeys here, using all of her bow and arrows. I repeat, using all of her bow and arrows. After these heroics, she comes back to her clique with her bow and arrows fully loaded. Moment of silence for stupidity, please. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a few things about editing through this video. See you when you're older.
Close these now.
You think that's gonna stop me?
I'm closing them now.
You think I give a fuck?
About to close.
You're a bunch of fucking vandals, and I call the police, but I want to deal with you myself.
And they're
I will
closed.
deal with you.
He's gone.
Deal with that